of that. Brother, hold on. Too many damn cords. Okay, fine. 1 second. That's better. All right, we're back. Awesome. Let's do it. Do. I'm doing all right, guys. I'm doing all right. Thought we'd do a little bit of For Honor, just a little bit, just a little bit. I wanted to stream a little, just get some of it out of my system. And then I'll go back to resting because I feel worn out, man. Let's go shaman. Yeah, I didn't remember. I forgot that it was Hispanic Heritage Month this month. Like, I honestly forgot. But I was at a school the other day, and they were like, "Oh, by the way, happy like in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month." And then they went into it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's a thing." And so when I was thinking about what to name the stream tonight, I was like, "Hey, did you know that it was Hispanic Heritage Month all month?" I didn't. I didn't know there was a thing. But now I do. You never heard about that? Well, Nina, it's kind of an American holiday because we have a lot of Hispanic individuals in our country, and it's kind of a holiday meant to honor that heritage. Dang, did your school celebrate Hispanic Month? They do. I guarantee you most of the students don't care. Like, most of the students aren't aware, and they do not care.
You captured Zone A. You lost Zone C. You lost Zone A.
You can't just spam toe stabs, buddy. Yeah, y'all can deal with that. I'm not going to get involved in that gank.
You captured Zone A.
Nom 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 nom.
You capture Zone C.
Good parry.
You lost Zone A.
I need to heal really badly. Huh, hey, huh. You hear that? Hey, huh. Thank you, Nina. Appreciate it.
You captured Zone A. Don McGlass. In order, sir. Don McGlass. Yep.
Don't get him, don't get him. Let me get him, let me get the bite. Yes! No! He got his revenge. No, not cool, man, not cool. Hey, Mammoth. Ooh, all three of you, let's go. What the? I parried. Hello. Whatever. Well done, Bullwinkle. Hey, Raven, how are you this Saturday? I just ate ribs, and who you consider to be a hero the For Honor community deems toxic? There are a lot of heroes that the For Honor community deems toxic. There are people who think that Virtuoso's toxic. They think that Shinobi's toxic. They think that Highlander's toxic. They think that Shaman's toxic. Think Warmonger's toxic. No! Baby boy, I'm holding on! I'm pulling out, I'm pulling out, I'm too close to dead. Ah! No, A's being taken. No, come on. Ah!
You lost.
Ah, just gotta get to A. Gotta get to A. Come on. I'm so close. No! No, bro. I'm so mad. I was doing so good. Oh, well, I'll just go to A.
Enemy team is breaking.
Come here, want to see my bunny? Look at my little bunny. Isn't he adorable? Get him! Bro! Alright, Highlander, I see you. I see you. I see you, Highlander. Armusha, what are you doing? Aramusha, do not throw! Aramusha, what? Aramusha just threw. Aramusha just threw. You absolute Neander bitch.
Zone A. Victory!
Yeah. Nice. All right, I'm back now. All right, anyway, I had to lock in there. I had to lock in. Anyway, I'm curious if this is anyone else apart from me, but do y'all only play on just Super Helldive? I find it to actually be more difficult on some of the lower difficulties for some reason. I usually go all the way up to extreme difficulty. I usually play on extreme. That's usually my level. What was that? Oh, that was the bunny execution. But I was so mad because that Aramusha just, like, he went AFK and sold. I'm so mad. Can't believe you did that to me. Grrr. Okay, I gotta play as another assassin, so let's go. Where do you get that bunny execution, though? It is a meme execution, and I think it's still available. Like, I think you can still get it. Alright, it's time for Orochi! Yeah, meme execution. Basically, it's meant to be funny. Like, it's not meant to be serious. It's meant to be kind of silly. Like, I'm gonna attack you with the killer rabbit. Like, you know, you can't take it seriously. Oh, by the way, guys, I got great news. I got my phone back today. I mean, I can't use it anymore because I got a new phone, because I wasn't sure if my phone was stolen. But I got my old phone back, so I can transfer the data from my old phone to my new one, so that'll be awesome. So yeah, very happy for that, very happy for that. It worked out. We all worked it out. How many times did you have your phone stolen? You sounded casual about it. No, this is the first time my phone wasn't stolen, it turns out. I brought my phone to a phone repair group, but they kept the phone way longer than they were supposed to, and when I tried to ask to get it back, they kept kind of like dodging me, like not answering my question, so I assumed that they stole it, and then to add insult to injury, I also had my Discover card hacked, and someone tried to buy stuff with my credit card. And so I assumed that it was them. They'd stolen my phone and used my phone to get into my credit card information. But today, I finally got it back from them, and they explained it wasn't them that did that because they had the phone off the whole time. And so we worked that out, and I'm pleased that it's back to normal. I'm pleased that I've got my phone back. Because it was not, they did not intend to steal it. Just, it was a lot of confusion. What we think happened is someone took, like when I was at a restaurant or something, and I used my credit card to pay, someone took a picture of my credit card and used that to hack it. That's what we believe happened.
Lost Zone C.
Hola, Vopecula, ¿cómo estás?
You captured Zone C. You lost Zone C.
I'm going to unfortunately only speak a few words in Spanish. Oh, no habla español. It's all good. I don't speak much Spanish either. Ah, he got me. At least it only happened once. Yep, yep.
You lost Zone A.
There we go. Got him.
You captured Zone C.
Hey, Aaron. What's up, man? Man, this warden was ready. Please don't use that emote. I hate the that silly emote. I'm gonna go to B. Make sure we don't lose that.
You captured Zone
The B
A.
lane on this map is so weird. I can't believe you fell for each one of those. And with a whee! Thank you, Hitobot. Hold on, boys. Hang in there. I'm coming. No! I was doing real good too. Can we have a night month? Can we have a month dedicated to those who are descended from knights? I'd like that. Knight Heritage Month. It's a new thing. Man, Aramushas, dude. They're so annoying. They're literally the I counter you by existing character.
You lost Zone C.
How did the new poll go? I got one person who went ahead and tried to criticize me for AI again. Like, literally, it's like, how do you live with yourself? Nothing I could do. But yeah, it's just so irritating. Like, so they left a comment basically saying, "Hey, you know, I guess I'm for it, but look, if you're going to use AI for it, just don't do it." Because I speak for everyone when I say I'd rather have a cactus shoved up my butt than look at a video with that garbage slop. And I'm just like, what's wrong with you? I'm like legitimately, what's wrong with you? But you didn't use any AI for the poll this time? Well, that's why I can't. That's why I'm like, what's wrong with you? I didn't use AI for the poll this time. I explained previously I have no interest in using AI for the video. I only used AI for the original poll because I wanted to give a proof of concept. That was it. But there are people who hate AI more than they appreciate content. That's all there is to it. Wow! Yeah, bro. Wow, indeed.
Enemy team is breaking. The enemy rally. Enemy team is breaking.
Well, that's the thing. Look, if you don't like AI, that's fine. I get it. I understand the dislike for it. I 100% understand. But it's like, do you, like, think about do you watch my content? Do you follow my content? Well, I do like your content, but in the past, you've said things about AI that I just disagree with, and I'm like, look at my content, and you tell me how often I use AI and for what purpose. Good read.
Your team is breaking.
Damn. Well, we did our best. I heard she was married to Yoshinaka, who she served under and died in the same battle I told her to flee from. Well, Jackson, you heard wrong, because I read the Heike Monogati, and that is not what it says. It does not mention who she was married to. It does not mention who she was in love. Oh shit! A bunch of thankers. Okay, guys, I see you. I see you. A bunch of weebs too. Itachi Uchiha with an Uchiha symbol. I pity you. I feel very sad for you. But yeah, no, there is absolutely no evidence she was married to Yoshinaka. You probably heard that from somewhere else. Maybe pop culture or something. Oh, he quit. That's sad. Poor thing. Hello, Cynthia. Hope you're well. How's my day so far, Viking? Looking up, looking up. Has the hater put you off the project again? No, but it just makes me sad that that's the way people act. What's up, Taquito? How you doing, bro? Hope you are doing well, man. I still gotta play as an assassin. Let's bust out Hatun. It's time for Hatun. Additionally, I looked up their ages. Tomoe was born in 1157 and Yoshitsune Genji was born in 1159. Okay. But that there's still no evidence as to who, if they were married. So, bruh. I'm sorry. I'm half convinced you're a bot, bro. Georgia's playing Alabama. I have a news handy, so that's why I haven't heard from you much tonight, Aaron. Yeah, I've eaten tonight, Taquito. I've eaten already. Raven, by the way, it's me, Samuel, and I want to say I told my parents on how I didn't support their choice to get married by the church, and they're acting like I don't love them. They need to, well, that's their choice. Look, you need to stand by your convictions. That's the reality. Jesus said himself, you know, in order to follow me, you have to love your father and mother. You have to hate your father and mother and follow me. That's what he said. Now, he didn't mean that you have to loathe them, but like when it comes down to it, between your parents and Jesus, you need to put Jesus first, and you need to ask yourself, what does the Lord command in these circumstances?
You lost Zone A.
Baby boy, that's how you Hatun!
You captured Zone C.
Wait, I'm the only player on my team? What? The rest of my team is bots? There was legit nothing I could do. I am on my own in this fight. This is so lame. Oh, I just got a teammate. Joy. They're joining to watch me die. Why am I all by myself in this match? I just got a teammate, but I don't know if he'll be able to help turn this around. Again, nothing I can do. I keep getting double teamed, and I'm down to one teammate. This is so not fair. This is so not fair. Anyway, my point is that Tomoe and Genji were peers, so under different circumstances they would have met and become a couple. No, they were not peers. Oh my. The Heike Monogatari only says that Tomoe Gozen was a captain under Yoshitsune. I mean, sorry, Yoshinaka, I apologize. It does not say that they were peers. It does not say any of that. It just says that she was a captain. There is no evidence. There is no evidence that she was married to anyone. That's what you've been saying this whole time, and you're wrong. Piers is in the same age group. Jackson, do you think that because two people are in the same age group that they're just meant to be a couple? Holy damn. You're the one who were saying they were married. I said there's no evidence of this, and now you're saying, well, they were in the same age group. They could have been married. Not necessarily. Shinobi, you want to leave Aramusha alone so we can play together? And Aramusha, you want to stop running from every fight? This match is hell. This match is hell. We have two bots on the team, and I'm just getting ganked nonstop. This is so embarrassing.
You lost Zone A. Your team is breaking.
That was a shit match. That was a shit match. I went in with a team of bots, only got a player halfway through, and then we got destroyed. Why am I always up against the weeb players? I got an Uchiha symbol who's a Ret 90 Aramusha, a Shinobi who would not stop following that Uchiha around. Oh, can I get a normal match, please? I never said they were married or destined to be together. In the last stream you brought this up, you said they were married. And you never brought up alternative timeline. This is the first time you've said that. You literally said in the last stream they were married. I said there's no evidence of that. And now you're saying, well, they're around the same age group. Doesn't matter. There is no evidence in the Heike Monogatari that they were ever married. She's only mentioned on 3 pages of the Heike Monogatari. There is no evidence, none, that they were married or that she was even married at all. Now, at one point, I might have believed that. I might have bought into it because I think that's a very pop culture thing to believe. I think they mentioned that in I think they brought that up in like an anime at some point, but it is not factual. We do not have any evidence of it. I said she was married to Yoshinaka. Jackson, the Heike Monogatari does not say she was married. There is not one mention in the Heike Monogatari of her being married. Not one. What's the Heike Monogati? Also known as the Tale of Heike. It is a historical piece written about the Heian period during particularly the Genpei War. It's partially historical, partially fictional. It tells a lot of historical events, but tries to embellish them. What's my favorite fruit? Peaches. Peaches are my favorite fruit. Alright, now I'm on a team. Let's see if we do better this time. Never mind, one of our team quit. Why? Okay.
Captured Zone A. You captured Zone C.
Gah! Got me. Like I said before, I'm not a Sith. I don't deal in absolutes. Bro, I'm gonna read your last message. Literally your last message. I said she was married to Yoshinaka, not Yoshitsune. That's an absolute. You said she was married to blank. That's an absolute. Are you a Japanese history buff? I studied Asian history as part of my college degree. So I have a degree in East Asian history, China, Korea, Japan specifically. Raven, thoughts on Sabaton? Love Sabaton. Great band. Favorite song from them? I got a lot of favorite songs from them, honestly. It's hard for me to pick. 82nd All the Way is really, really good. I love 82nd All the Way. But I also like Templar, and yeah, those would be my first choices. Bismarck's good too. I like Bismarck. The Last Stand, yeah, that's a great one. That's a great one. The problem is everyone says that. Like whenever you talk about famous Sabaton songs, The Last Stand's always like the first one. So I like to say other ones that I like. I can't afford college, so I watch documentaries and educational videos on YouTube. That's great, man. That's great. I watch those too. There's nothing wrong with that. Not bad. I've never ever listened to any songs from Sabaton. You should, Nina. They're really good. Have you ever heard of Bellacore? They're a Melodeath band that's super cool. No, I have not heard of them. Aces in Exile, that's a good one, yeah. I've listened to a lot of their songs, honestly.
You captured Zone A.
Soldier of Heaven is a great one. Have I heard of Bungo Stray Dogs? No, I have not. Funny enough, when I was going through my Asian Studies degree, a lot of my classmates were just a bunch of weeaboos who were obsessed with anime and manga, and so it was difficult to get it, like, sit through a class without anime and manga being referenced at some point. I finished Spy Family and nearly died from laughter. That's such a good anime. Spy Family is so good. I keep telling people, if you're new to anime and need to find one that you think will be good for you to watch, Spy Family is a solid choice. My parents don't care for anime at all, but I got them to sit through 6 episodes of it. I didn't even think they'd finished 1 episode.
The enemy rally. You lost Zone A.
When I think Jackson is trying to get you to trigger and spurge, best ignore him, better yet, a timeout. Right now, I just don't care. Like, I've made my point known. What's my favorite anime? It's a tough choice. One Piece is probably up there. I have a friend who says your fans talk like rabid lemmings from time to time and trash talk people who have contrary opinions to yours. And from what I'm reading in the comments, he's right. Well, here's the thing, dude. Let's get down to brass tacks. You have said in this video and the last one, facts about Tomoe Gozen that I have said are not true, and I've been trying to make that clear. Rather than ask me, how do you know this? Or say, well, I think differently and here's why, or presenting evidence, you just keep repeating things over and over and over again. You also have a history in my stream to get mad at me whenever I don't answer your chat comments and spam them at me and then say, why are you ignoring me? And then people get mad at you when you start talking to me like that. Now, my community shouldn't bully people, absolutely. And do they do that sometimes? Yeah, sometimes they do. And I definitely don't like it when they do. But let's also point out something. You yourself are not behaving with decorum either. I keep trying to explain my position, but you ignore me constantly when I try to explain my position, talk over me or past me, and keep saying the same things. You say Tomoe Gozen was married to Yoshinaka. I say there's no evidence of this. You say they were of the same age group. I say, okay, but again, there's no evidence that they were married. You say, I never said they were married. I don't deal in absolutes. I said, you literally just said they were married. Bro, it is circle jerk reasoning. We can't get to a solid consensus because we keep going back to the same issue.
You captured Zone A. Victory!
Hey, what's up, Castillo brothers? Right, my avatar 1 out of 10. It looks good to me. Maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10. Rob, thank you, guys. Who are you in the match? Hold on, let me check. Let me check, Rob. Let me check who you were. I don't know who you were. Were you the, were you the warmonger? Who were you in the match, Rob? I don't know who you were. Were you the peacekeeper? No, I'm trying to guess. Who are you, man? Who is Rob? But GG's all the same. You were the warmonger? Ah, there you go. There you go. Cool. Let's go Ocelot. I've been trying to keep a lid on my temper. I've been struggling with it since high school. Patience is not my strong suit. So when I get impatient, I try to change the subject to cool things down. Okay. No, I get that, dude. I have a temper too, and I've got to keep a lid on my own temper. I definitely can lose my temper. Anyone will tell you that. I definitely get that. The issue here is, though, this is the second time where you have tried to accuse me and my community of wrongdoing when you yourself have behaved poorly. Last time, you got mad at me because I wasn't answering your chat messages in a timely fashion when I had other people to respond to. This time, you're getting mad because my community is telling you to chill because I'm trying to answer your questions and queries and get to a point of fact, and you keep talking past me. And then you get mad at me and the community because we're doing that. Now, I apologize if you got the impression that they were harassing you. Not the goal here. It's not my goal in any way. Okay? That's not my goal. You're free to have opinions and you're free to speak your mind in chat. I don't mind. But when you say Tomoe Gozen and Yoshinaka were married, and I say there is no evidence of this, and you just keep saying the same thing, I'm going to keep repeating the counterpoint. Did this warlord just give me that? That was the most oonga boonga I've ever been.
You captured Zone A.
Again, oonga boonga, baby! Woo! Uh-oh. No! Why didn't you drop me, bro?
Zone C.
I don't even know what to say to this match. Is it because it's Hispanic Heritage Month and I'm playing the Mesoamerican? Welcome to the jungle. My name's Ocelot.
You lost Zone A.
Whoa. Okay. I'm not trying to argue, I'm just trying to discuss and debate like educated people do. I don't have a good memory when it comes to citing sources. Just say what I think and what I've heard. Okay. All right, then we can debate. Let's debate. Your argument is that Tomoe Gozen was married to Yoshinaka. That's your claim. My claim is she was not. We have no evidence of it because the Heike Monogati, which is the book where her history is told, does not mention her being married to anyone. Now, you want to debate that. Very well, debate. Why do you think differently? What for honor faction am I in? I'm a knight. I'm definitely a knight. Have I ever heard of Hatsune Miku? Yeah, I know who Hatsune Miku is. Miku B.
You captured Zone C.
I don't remember my source, so I'm letting this one go for now. I'll look into it later on my own time, and if I find anything, I'll let you know. All right? Ooh, good read. Ooh, the iframes on that are crazy. Good job, man.
You lost Zone C.
What would Hatsune Miku be in for honor? Nobushi. Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? No.
You captured
Because that's
Zone
not
A.
a story a Jedi would typically share. Literally only two sources come to my mind, and both come from YouTubers. Okay, which YouTubers? I'm gonna guess one is Gaijin Goomba. Yeah, well, that's already a problem right there. Gaijin Goomba's credibility is incredibly suspect.
You lost Zone A.
Oh, you're using feats now, are ya? Good fight.
You captured Zone C.
Never I heard Gaijin's claim such a thing. I think he said it in his Nobushi video that he released years ago. Like back when For Honor first came out, he released a video about how he released a video about Nobushi and
You captured Zone A.
ooh, I forgot. That was undodgeable. My fault.
Lost Zone C.
What's wrong with Gaijin Goomba's credibility? Gaijin Goomba has a bad habit of citing sources from a place called the Iga History Museum and from several documentations that have been called out for lack of credibility. The Iga History Museum, based on my understanding from reading the historical documentation of Stephen Turnbull, who is a Japanese historian who visited the Iga Museum, he said that the Iga History Museum of Japan marries history with pop culture, and when the two collide, pop culture must win, because the goal with a lot of ninja myth and legend is not necessarily to be historically accurate, but to sell the idea of cool historical Japan. And so quite often, Goomba will say things that may sound cool, but are not actually accurate. Okay. You can use your 4th feet, I can use mine too. Good fight, man.
Enemy team is breaking.
Your lord, your beloved, looks you in the eyes and tells you to retreat. Yeah, that's not from the Heike Monogati. Tell you what, after this match, I will pull up the Heike Monogati and I will read you what it says. I will read you word for word what it says. All right, we won. Let me go ahead and pull it up.
Victory!
Let me pull out. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. I'm sorry it's taking so long, but I want to make sure that I get the actual thing. Just pulling it up. Where did I put it? I know that I had it. I had downloaded the whole thing so that I could do my video. Let me see. All right, I think I found it. All right. All right, found it. Thank God. I was starting to freak out. All right, here we go. Page 291. Chapter 9. Let me zoom in on this so that I can read it properly. There we go. All right. Translated. Get ready. I'm about to read this. All right, here we go. Kiso no Yoshinaka had brought with him from Shinano 2 female attendants, Tomoe and Yamabuki. Yamabuki had fallen ill and stayed in the capital. Of the two, Tomoe was especially beautiful, with white skin, long hair, and charming features. She was also a remarkably strong archer, and as a swordswoman she was a warrior worth 1,000, ready to confront a demon or god, mounted or on foot. She handled unbroken horses with superb skill. She rode unscathed down perilous descents. Whenever a battle was imminent, Yoshinaka sent her out as his first captain, equipped with strong armor, an oversized sword, and a mighty bow, and she performed more deeds of valor than any of his other warriors. Thus she was now one of the 7 who remained after all the others had fled or perished. There were rumors that Yoshinaka was making for the Tanba Road by way of Nagasaka, and after that he was heading north through the Ryuge Pass. In actuality, he was fleeing towards Seita in the hope of finding Imai no Shiro Kanehira. Kanehira himself had started back towards the capital with furled banner, worried about his master after having lost all but 50 of his 800 defenders at Seita. 2 arrived simultaneously at Ichiden no Hama in the vicinity of Otsu, recognized one another from about 350 feet away, and galloped together. Lord Kiso took Kanehira by the hand. I meant to die at the Rukyojo riverbed, but I broke through a swarm of enemies and came away here because I wanted to find you. Your words do me great honor, Kanehira said. I meant to die at Seita, but I have come this far because I was worried about you. I see that our karma tie is still intact. My warriors scattered into the mountains and woods and the enemy broke from our formations. Some of them must still be nearby. Have that furled banner of yours raised. More than 300 riders responded to the unfurling of Imai's banner, men who had fled from the capital or Seita, or who had come from some other place. Yoshinaka was overjoyed. Why can't we fight one last battle now that we have a force of this size? Whose is the band I must mass over there? They say that the commander is Ichiro no Jiro Tadayori from Kai. And what is his strength, my friend? He is supposed to have 6,000 riders. Then we are well matched. If we must meet death, let it be galloping against a worthy foe and falling outnumbered. Yoshinaka rode towards the lead. That day, Lord Kiso was attired in a red brocade hitatare, a suit of armor laced with thick Chinese dismark, and a horned helmet. At his side, he wore a magnificent oversized sword. High on his back, there rode a quiver containing the few arrows left from his earlier encounters, all fledged with eagle tail feathers. He grasped a rotten rat bow and sat in a gold-edged saddle astride his famous horse, Oniashige, or Roan Demon, a very stout and brawny animal. Standing in his stirrups, he announced his name. Turn the page. And in a mighty voice said, "You must have heard of Kiso no Kanja in the past. Now you see him. I'm the Morning Sun Commander Minamoto no Yoshinaka, Director of the Imperial Stables of the Left and Governor of Iyo Province. They tell me you are Ichijo no Jiro from Kai. We are well matched. Cut off my head and show it to Yoritomo." He galloped forward shouting. "The warrior who has just announced his name as their Commander-in-Chief," Ichijo no Jiro said. "Wipe out the whole force, men. Get them all, young retainers. Kill them all." The Easterners moved to surround Yoshinaka with their superior numbers, each hoping to be the one to take his head. Yoshinaka's 300 riders galloped lengthwise, sidewise, zigzag, and crosswise in the midst of the 6,000 foes, and finally burst through to the rear, only 50 strong. As the 50 went on their way, after having broken free, they came to a defensive position manned by 2,000 riders under the command of Toei no Jiro Sanchira. Again they broke through and went on. Again they galloped through enemy bands. Here, 400 or 500, these 200 or 300, or 140 or 50 or 100, until 5 of them were left. Even then, Tomoe remained alive. And this is the last time Tomoe's mentioned. Brace yourself. This is Tomoe's big part. So that bit about, you look your beloved in the eye, that bit, here we are. Ready for it? Let me hear if we hear the word beloved. "Quickly now," Lord Kiso said to Tomoe, "you are a woman, so be off with you. Go wherever you please. I intend to die in battle or to kill myself if I am wounded. It would be unseemly to let people say Lord Kiso kept a woman with him during his last battle." Reluctant to flee, Tomoe rode with the others until she could resist no longer. Then she pulled up. "Ah, if only I could find a worthy foe, I would fight a last battle for his lordship to watch." As she sat there, 30 riders came into view, led by Onda no Hachiro Moroshige, a man renowned in Musashi province for his great strength. Tomoe galloped into their midst, rode up alongside Moroshige, seized him in a powerful grip, pulled him down against the pommel of her saddle, held him motionless, twisted off his head, and threw it away. Afterwards, she discarded armor and helmets and fled towards the eastern provinces. And that is the last time Tomoe is mentioned in the entire book. You'll note a few things. Not once is the word beloved mentioned. Not once does it mention she was married. Not once does it mention who she was betrothed to. Not once does it mention that Yoshinaka saw her as his beloved. All he told her was, "You are a woman, get out of here. It would be unseemly for me to die next to a woman." Tomoe never said, "Oh, my beloved, I must fight and die by your side." No. She said, "Let me get one last good battle in to honor my lordship, and then I'm out of here." So she did that. That is directly from the tale Monogatari. Now, with that out of the way, time to go breach. Oh, wrong button. No! I didn't mean to go into an actual... Okay, never mind. I guess we're doing this. Point taken. All right, Jackson. Excellent. My problem with Gaijin Goomba is that he embellishes a lot. Like, he will just drink the Kool-Aid of, wow, Japan is so cool, so awesome. He'll just do that. And that is really annoying. Oh, I'm not playing this match. I don't want to play a match against other people right now. I just want to play against bots, so, because I'm getting worn out. Oh yeah, Nina, it's supposed to be creepy. Is Excalibur overrated, or is it legitimately the most powerful sword in Western mythology? There are lots of swords in Western mythology. The Sword of Charlemagne, Excalibur, Durandal. There are a lot. Excalibur's probably just the most popular. I wouldn't say it's necessarily overrated, but it is the most popular. there's a unit called Gozen's Hime Heroines. If you knew what that meant. So let's translate a little Japanese. Aaron, listen closely. I'm going to translate some Japanese for you. Let me pull out of this. Okay, I'm going to translate a little Japanese for you. Gozen is not a name. Gozen's a title. Gozen is just another way of saying lady. So it's like saying Lady Tomoe, Lady Sakura, Lady Saori. So Gozen is just a title. So when you say, and Hime means princess. So it is literally Lady Princess is what you just said. Like in Shogun 2, there's a hero unit called Ladies Princess Heroines. I'm sure they meant Tomoe's Princess Heroines, but they probably made the mistake of thinking that Gozen is a name. That's why that's funny to me. All right, there we go. Fixed it. Raven, you said that a lot of people think the Mamelukes were innocent. You say they aren't. Do you mind explaining without the gory details or a good source to go to? I always recommend I have actually 2 books that go into the Mamelukes and their history during the Crusades. One of them is called Defenders of the West. Let me see. It's by Raymond Ibrahim. He is an expert on Middle Eastern and Crusade history, so I would definitely go to him. But the big reason, so you're saying the Mamelukes weren't innocent, and here's what I mean by that. The Mamelukes were still warriors. They were initially slaves. Mameluke is a word that essentially means slave or servitude. And Mamelukes were basically people who were enslaved to the Arabics at the time, the Muslims at the time, but then rose up and became the dominant class in the Muslim empire for a time. And they did a lot of bad stuff when they ruled. You know, it's not like they did good stuff all the time. They did bad stuff too. So there was good and bad in all of that. Ascalon is another sword worth mentioning. Yeah, sure. I think it is. Oh, I need to pick my character, don't I? I haven't gone to Wu Lin yet. Or have I? Actually, I'll go at night. I'll go at night. Let's go Sen. Let's go Sen. I mean, not Sen. Griffin. Love this music, guys. I just want a good point to prove why the Crusades were justified. Oh, you want to know why the Crusades were justified? Again, I recommend Raven Ibrahim. Great source for that. But essentially, the reason... Here's how we know the Crusades were justified. What was the purpose of the First Crusade? That's the thing you need to... That's the thing we need to answer. The First Crusade was called because the Muslim Empire was invading into Christian lands. They were moving into Europe. After the Battle of Manzikert, which was a massive victory to the Islamic Empire, the Emperor of Constantinople, the Emperor of the Byzantine Empire, reached out to the Pope in Europe and said, please help us. We're about to be taken over. They're at the doorstep. They've taken several of our lands, including the Holy City, Jerusalem, and several others along the way. We need backup. Now, the Pope at the time, Pope Urban, said, oh, this is a great opportunity. If I can help out the Eastern Church in its time of need, then maybe I can mend the church schism that's been going on, and we can return to full Catholicism. So he said, sure, I will send help. So he sent the Western Knights and Pilgrims to go and battle to fight back the Muslim enforcers. It was purely a retaliatory action to retake land for Christendom and to take it back from the Muslims. The First Crusade was successful in doing this. But the problem is, what happened after that is several instances of the Christians losing land again, and then retaking it, and then losing it, and then retaking it. And that's what leads to the Crusading era, where it's just this back and forth nonstop. Which Space Marine chapter has the greatest aesthetic and why is it the Dark Angels? Because the Dark Angels are base, dude. It was the Muslims that struck first? Yes, it 100% was. The Muslims were marching into Byzantine land. The Byzantines called for aid. The Western Church answered. I tried to dodge. Dude, I seen your tier ranking video and you said you were a casual player, literally over 1,000 reps. Reps don't mean anything. They just mean that I've played for a long time. They don't mean that I'm good. You ever watch Kingdom of Heaven? Yes, I did watch that. And then they said F around and find out. Well, what essentially happened was, when the Crusaders... Here's what happened. This is actually kind of funny. Before the Crusade was ready to start, there was this guy named Peter the Hermit. And he got all riled up and super excited. And he riled all these peasants together. All these peasants and said, we're on a mission from God. We're going to take the Holy Land. And everyone, all the kings, all the knights, and the Pope all said, yo, Peter, I appreciate the enthusiasm, but wait for us to go with you. You need to wait for the real armies to go with you. And Peter said, nah, fam, we got this for the Lord. And then they go. And the Seljuk Turks see them coming, defeat them very easily, crush them essentially, and then start selling their women and children into slavery. Peter manages to escape to tell the Crusaders, yeah, we kind of lost. And the Muslims saw this peasants' crusade and they thought, that's how strong the Western Europeans are? That's how strong the Christian lands are? Dude, this is going to be easy. And the Seljuk Turks said, yeah, you know, we got other fights to wage a little bit eastern from here. Y'all have fun. We're out of here. So then the actual Crusader force showed up, and they thought, yeah, just a bunch of filthy peasants again, led by a loser. Except they ended up fighting actual Norman knights. Battle-hardened, experienced veterans. And they were very surprised. There are Muslim sources that say they walked through arrows like it was rainwater. Now, I'm not going to say the Muslims didn't account for themselves. The Seljuks were a difficult force to fight against. And the reason why is the Seljuk Turks were a lot like the Mongols. They rode on horseback and attacked in hit-and-run style campaigns, while the Christian knights tended to fight in stand-your-ground shield walls. So they didn't have as much to deal with the hit-and-run cavalry situation.
Outer gate destroyed. Move to the inner gate.
I died. Anyway. Anyway, Raven, why do you think people overlook the worst aspects of the Muslim empires? Because we live in a nation of praising victimhood, and Islam quite often tries to lean on victimhood. We don't want to look at all the atrocities they've done because, you know, why would we want to look at that? It makes Muslims look bad. Hashtag not all Muslims, blah, blah, blah. Was the Children's Crusade real, or was it just a legend or a myth? The Children's Crusade is probably just a myth. There was something that happened kind of like it, but it wasn't all children. I think children is a misunderstanding of the truth. We don't even know that the Children's Crusade actually happened. So I would lean it more on the side of legend. What kind of idiot would use peasants on the front line? That's stupid. Let Russia know you think that. Are you up to date on One Piece? Just about. I need to do a little bit more catching up, but I'm mostly caught up, I think. Have I played Mountain Blade Bannerlord? No, my brother played it, though. What do I think of the Ottoman Empire? An empire that did a lot of very impressive things and a lot of very evil things. The name of Charlemagne's sword was Joyce. Okay. Mongol invasions, Muslim invasions, European invasions, follow the Aztecs. Okay. I'm only on Dressrosa, so far to go. Yeah, it's a trip, isn't it? Does the name Bretonia, does that Raven? What about Bretonia? To think the Normans were Vikings not too long ago. The Normans are the results of the Norse converting, yeah. Russia's like the most incompetent when it comes to invasions. They shine in defiance. Well, I'm more referring to how in World War II they just threw peasants as meat shields. Do I think people today over-glorify Japan? Yes, I think the rise of anime has caused a lot of people to really over-embellish and over-glorify Japan. And don't get me wrong, I love Japan. Rich culture, rich history, beautiful people, beautiful language. I have a lot of respect for Japan. That said, I think that people get way too caught up in the anime sauce. There are people I've met who just think Japan is the holy land, you know? Anything Japan does is objectively right because it is the land of the weeb. Dang it. I never seen One Piece before, should I give it a try? Nina, if you want to give it a try, you can, but it is long, just warning you. I wonder what weebs think of World War II. A lot of them will tell you that Japan was wronged first. That's what a lot of them will tell you. They'll say, well, America did wrong to Japan first, and so they were justified in starting the war. That one about the invasions was a reference to the cycle of violence that I learned from Pilgrim's Past. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I heard their president is a crappy person. Who? From Russia? Oh, you mean Putin? Yeah, Putin isn't all that great a guy. No, Japan. Oh! Japan doesn't have a president. They have a prime minister. And the current prime minister, he just resigned. He just said that he wants to step down, so, yeah. You think Japan is raising America's sons, right? All right, Mr. Yellow Fever. Actually, true story, I have dated a woman from each of the 3 major Asian countries. I'm not kidding. Back in college, I dated a girl from Japan, a girl from Korea, and a girl from China. Not even kidding. Yes, I have. Is that not nuts? Oh, and they were all such sweethearts, too. They really were. What about India? I dated a girl who was Indian, but she wasn't from India. I think her grandparents were from India. I dated her, but she wasn't really a good date. Like, she broke up with me about a month into it. Not even a full month, I think. I think that I was too safe for her. I think she was looking for more than what I was willing to give. Like, she did not have the kind of morals or ethics that I was looking for. Raven, have you heard of a certain anime called Hitalia? I've watched it, but I want to know if you've heard of it. Yeah, I know of it. I know of Hitalia. Raven almost dating the axis of women. I have not dated an Italian, and I've not dated a German. Hey, Raven, sorry, it's been a while, been busy with school. That's fine, Kingston. When's the Thai GF? Okay, so I didn't date a girl from Thailand, but I actually did know a girl from Thailand from my work at Olive Garden. She was a server like me, and 2 times I had to drive her to and from work because someone stole her bike. And so I'm not sure I would count those as dates, but I did drive her to and from work, and she was really nice. She was really nice. Do you know in Japan it's illegal to be fat? It's not illegal to be fat in Japan, but it is socially frowned upon. Which one was my favorite? Oh, dude, that's mean. I can't... That's tough. That's tough. I'm not sure I can answer that. I'm not sure I can answer that. That's a tough question. Probably the one from China. She was so sweet. I hated when she had to move back. I was so upset. It's a hard choice. Hey, $5.99 from Anime Holic. Who's your favorite For Honor main and favorite anime character? My For Honor main, I don't really have a main. I play everyone, but I enjoy playing Warden and Nusha. And favorite anime character? All Might, probably. Just because All Might is so cool. And he's a lot like me. And I also love Master Barrel. Master Barrel is that awesome, bro. I wish I could be Master Barrel because he looks like me. That's what's scary. People always like to say, like, oh, this anime character's so me. Master Barrel looks like me. That's what scares me. Master Barrel Guardian is like, I'm like, dude, why do you look like me? Why does it look like someone took me and shoved me into an anime? That doesn't look right. That's not right. Don't I'm scared now. No, I'm like, no, people say that, but no, he legit does. I showed it to my brother. He didn't believe me. I showed him, and he was like, yeah, I see it. He's you. Itachi's a good pick. Itachi is the only Uchiha clan member I will respect. Because at least he tried to do away with the clan, and that makes him okay in my book. Raven, I dated a girl from Mongolia? Tight. That's awesome. And I want to say this too, I haven't just dated girls from Asia. Like, people like to say, oh, you'll only date girls from Asia? No! No, that's not true at all. I've dated girls from America, white, black. I tried to date this one Latina girl, but she wasn't interested. I just find his voice relaxing. Oh, Itachi's? Yeah, Crispin Freeman has a really cool voice. You know, he also voiced Alucard from Hellsing, right? Oh, damn, are you a Toby Rama sympathizer? I don't remember that name. oh, no. You mean, you mean, are you saying, do you hate the Uchiha? I just don't like them. They annoy me. The Uchiha annoy me. You've never had a boyfriend, Nina? It's okay. Don't worry about it. No one will judge you here. I don't have a girlfriend right now myself. I want one, but I don't have one. Hichikiri just let me get away with that. Okay. Do I think I could defeat the commander in a duel? Yeah, probably. Because his attacks are so obvious. I actually didn't know he voiced Alucard. Yeah, Crispin Freeman did Alucard. He also did that one sensei from I My Me Strawberry Eggs, and I will not forgive him for that. Like, Crispin, why? You have a cool ass voice. Don't voice that loser. If I ever meet Crispin Freeman and I say, hey dude, big fan, and he says, oh really, what's your favorite role that I've done? I'm like, oh, I liked you as Alucard, and Itachi was cool, but I also know you did I My Me Strawberry Eggs, and I want him to just go, listen, I didn't get to choose that. I didn't know, they lied to me. They lied to me about that role. Oh, what's going on? Toby Rama is the second Hokage. Ah! Well, I forgot the names. I just knew them as the Lord First and Lord Second. Naruto is not my favorite anime. In fact, I kind of don't like Naruto. He was in what? I My Me's Strawberry Eggs. That's an anime I regret watching. I think I made it to, like, episode 3, and then I was just checked out. I was done. It was too weird. And I've watched some weird shit. I've watched some weird stuff, but that was on another level. I was like, what is this? What does Hokage mean? Hokage is a Japanese word that combines two characters. Ho, which means fire, and Kage, which means shadow. So it literally means the fire shadow. And in Naruto, the Hokage are the leaders of the Hidden Leaf Village. Actually, every village has their own Kage, or shadow, which is their leader. But they're all named after the element that represents their land. So you have the Hokage of the land of fire, Mizukage of the land of mist, or water, rather, because Mizu means water. Tsuchikage, which means the stone or rock shadow. He's the leader of the land of earth. Kazekage of the land of wind, because Kaze means wind. So, yeah. And then Raikage, of course, meaning lightning shadow. Could you defeat a captain in a duel? Oh, the real me? Yes, I could. The captains are pretty easy to take down. And yes, I do know how to fight with a sword. I have trained in the ways of swordsmanship and in Muay Thai. Raven in the match with you? Sweet! What's that anime about? Oh, God. Hold on, let me read this. Hey, Raven, my dad has been pestering me to get a job, but I just want to focus on my writing, so to speak, with my friends who want to be a full-time author. There's nothing wrong with that, is there? Well, that depends. Where are you in your life? Are you about to become independent? Are you going off to college? Are you going off to live on your own? If you've answered yes to any of these, you may need to focus on getting a job. I mean, you got to make money somehow. How do you plan to make money? Like, I mean, it's not an easy thing to talk about. I wish I could do nothing but play YouTube all day. Not play YouTube, play games all day and work on YouTube. I wish I could do that all day. I can't. You know, I gotta make money. Anyway, is it possible to have a Kage, like a shadow? It feels like we're talking One Piece now. I've eaten the Kage no Mi. But I mean, no, because there's not a land of shadows, so there's no Kage. Wasn't there a statistic that like 13% of Mongolians today are descended from Genghis Khan? Yes. There's an old joke about Genghis Khan. Y'all say you wouldn't do what I did, but everybody's got a little bit of me in them. Is YouTube not your full-time job? I wish it was, but no, I don't make enough money off of YouTube to do it full-time. My full-time job is I'm a teacher. I'm working as a teacher effective next month. Oh, and you asked me earlier what the anime I Might Mean Strawberry Eggs is about. Okay, so the anime I Might Mean Strawberry Eggs. There's this guy who just graduated from college and he wants to be a gym teacher. He goes to the school that he lives near and he wants to become the new gym teacher, but it turns out that the headmistress of the school is a massive sexist and refuses to hire men, and so she won't hire him for the school. And he's really upset because he's like, why is she like this? I could be just fine as an educator if she gave me the chance. So the dude's landlord is like, oh well, I could help you get the job. So he helps him cross-dress and pass as a woman because he's got a womanly figure and he's got a feminine-looking face. So they basically have him pass as a woman, and he becomes the gym teacher by pretending to be a woman, and his goal is to prove to the school that men can be just as good at educating as women can be. And at first I thought that's kind of a clever idea, you know, kind of reversing the whole thing. Like, normally you see stuff like, like a woman can do anything a man can do. You don't see it the other way. You don't see it where it's a man saying I can do anything a woman can do. And I thought that's a creative direction. And for the first 2 episodes, I think they did that okay. But then they got really weird. And the main character was voiced by Crispin Freeman, and I just couldn't let that go. I was like, bruh, why? My friend and I have been wondering for a while now, what would a head of a ninja village or clan be like in real life? Or be called in real life? I don't know what you'd call them in real life. Maybe Shinsho? Shinsho might be what you call them. What do I think of your Valkyrie? Looks good, bro. Looks good. Tight look. Have I seen Konosuba? Who's your favorite character? I know of Konosuba. I've never watched a full episode. I know of Konosuba. I've never watched a full episode. Does it turn pervy really fast? There are hints that... Okay, what gets weird is there's this one girl at the school who's super clumsy and everyone calls her a complete ditz, and they say that she'll never be good at anything athletic. So the headmistress basically gives a challenge to the new teacher saying, okay, if you can teach this girl to run a full 100-meter dash, then we'll hire you. So she gets her to do it, but then the girl starts developing a crush on the teacher, and remember, the girl thinks that it's a woman, not a man. So it has that element of a underage girl being in love with a female teacher, and I'm like, this is getting really weird. I'm like, so, and the more they leaned into that, the more it was like, stop. And so I quit. I was like, that's too weird for me. Raven, have you... oh, I read that one. Have I ever played Warrior Orochi or 2 or 3? Nope, never heard of it. Raven, after watching that anime, I need to... Look, I've seen some weird anime, okay? I've seen some weird anime. That one was too much for me, okay? I couldn't watch anymore. I think the only reason I tried to give it a chance was because I admire Crispin Freeman as a voice actor. But even that, I was like, bruh. Like, look, if you want to do the gender bender in anime, take a tip out of Ranma 1/2. Ranma 1/2, I think, did it best. You can't top Ranma. You can't top Ranma. First victory? What do you mean first victory? I don't know what that means. I would stay away from those type of anime. No, I get you. It's fine. I totally understand. Gender bender anime, I think, can work. The problem is they always tend to lean towards the perverted. I liked Ranma 1/2 because it didn't lean towards the perverted. It leaned towards the comedy, and the comedy really worked. Oh, Sensho. No, not the term. Hold on. Let me look it up. There's a specific word I'm looking for. Hold on, let me get my character, because I need to decide who I'm playing. I need to play a Wulin. I haven't touched the Wulin all night. Let's go, Tiandi. Alright, where was I? It's Shisho. Shisho. Okay, let me put it in there. I was looking for the character specifically. Shisho. Here we go. All right. That is the characters. Oh, what's with all the cheese? Have I ever watched Girls in Panzer? No. What's it called again? What are we talking about? Can I speak and write Japanese? I can speak some Japanese, actually. I can speak some Japanese. I'm not fluent, but I can speak some, and I can write a few phrases and sentences. This is a message from Tommy's Cheese community? Oh. I hope Winter Tommy's doing okay. I'm not fluent in Japanese, so I don't know what that means. That's Shinsho. That means master. Hold on, I'll write it again. Oh, sorry, I wrote it wrong. Sorry, I need to take the S out. Shisho. There we go. Shisho. There we go. Got it right that time. Alright, there we go. That is how you say master in Japanese. So I would say if you had a master of a ninja clan, you might call them Shisho. What about sensei? Sensei means teacher. You could call them that, I suppose. But I was thinking, like, if they're a master of a ninja clan, like, they're not just teaching you how to be a ninja, but they're just masters, then I would call them Shisho. But if they're teaching you how to be a ninja, like, if you're learning from them, then sensei makes sense. Anyway. Raven, do you play on PS5? Yes, I do. And you can add me if you like. What is your least favorite hero, and who do you think is the most OP hero? The hero I don't like right now is Virtuosa, just because they're annoying to play against, but I don't hate them. And the most OP hero right now, I might say Aphira. They just have too much going for them. Thoughts on writing in the second person? There's only a limited way you could do that. Like, you could maybe write that in like a create your own adventure book. That would be a way you could do it, but more often than not, you're not going to find a lot of ways to write in the second person. I have a good reason to why I stay away from those type of anime, because I have way too good of memories and I don't want it to be stuck in my head. Oh, I get you. Yeah, no, I understand. Well, I think if you were to pick a anime that handles the gender bender element with a comedic touch, Ranma 1/2 is the best you're going to find. Because the story is meant to be funny, and it was told at a time where anime was meant to kind of embrace a little bit of silliness. Plus, it's from the same creator who made Inuyasha, and a lot of people know what Inuyasha is, so... Merman in my tub? No, I've never heard of that. Oh, why am I running this way? Or even, how come the Vikings use so many variations of axes and not other weapons? Because historically speaking, axes were very common for the Vikings to use. See, here's the reality. This is something you need to understand about the Nordic culture. Vikings were not always professional soldiers. That's something you need to remember. Most Vikings were not soldiers. They were men who basically got onto a boat, went off to a low defended town, and raided it. Viking was an occupation. It was something you just did. You go out, you raid, you bring back the plunder. That's kind of what you did. Not everyone owned a sword. Not everyone owned a spear. But you know what a lot of people had? Axes. Because everyone needs an axe to chop wood or to break open boxes. Like, hatchets were very useful. Axes were very useful. So, you're going out to war, you don't have a sword and you don't have a spear, well, take your handy-dandy axe. That's why the axe became such a popular weapon of the Vikings, because axes were easy to get hold of, easy to make, easy to maintain, and you could go into battle pretty easily with. Axes were very common and usable by the Vikings. That's why a lot of people, when Vikings raided, said, and they came at us with axes, because a lot of them could only afford axes. Alright, moving on. This will probably be the last match, then I'm going to call it. But yeah, like, so yeah, that would be my stance in that regard. And that's what I think about the Axis question. Anything else y'all want me to talk about? Because if this is the last match, I want to get out the last of the chatting. And by the way, we have 50 watchers right now. I don't think we've ever had this many watchers this long in one of my For Honor streams, so welcome everybody, and thank you for watching. Glad to have you guys. It's the first time I'll ever have more stream followers than Wextra in a night, because I think Wextra was streaming on YouTube earlier, and I think we outpaced her, so yeah! But she still had more Twitch followers, so it's not a big deal. I honestly don't care about the viewers all that much. I mean, I always want to get good viewers. I want to get a large number of viewers. But even if I don't get a lot of viewers, I want to have fun. I want to have fun with you guys. Axes are practical? Yes, they are, but my point more being that axes were easily accessible by the Vikings. Oh, you're heading out, Nina? All right, take care. I'll see you next time. We might stream tomorrow. We'll see. What type of dragon from mythology is your favorite type, Raven? Oh, shoot. I actually like Eastern dragons. They're really cool. Have I seen Vinland Saga? I've seen some of it. I didn't finish it, but it was actually pretty good from what I saw. Yeah, don't forget to leave a like and a subscribe, guys. Really appreciate it every time. Ooh, I got peppered. Mythology guy normally has a few hundred viewers per stream. Well, yeah, I'm probably not as popular as him. Why do you want to make that a like, I don't know who Mythology guy is, but he's probably more popular than me if he has 100 viewers per stream. What, are you trying to make me feel bad? Like, why would you do that? Like, guys, I actually have 52 viewers right now. That's a record for me. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, but you still don't have as many as this person. Bring me down, why don't you? Raven, educate me. What do you need to know? What's 3018? I don't know. Who would win, Edward Kenway or Connor Kenway? It depends, I guess. I don't know. You should do a collab with who? No, just an observation. Okay. Odd one, but okay. What do you think Scandinavia would look like if the Norse ever converted to Christianity? Funny story about that. They did. The Norse did convert to Christianity. It's where we get Normans. What, Raven, I'm surprised you're a Protestant while also being so well versed in history. You know, there are lots of Protestants who love history. I don't know what stories you've been told about Protestants, but we're not all, you know, uneducated losers. A lot of us are very well educated. At least the ones I know. Why did they take away Kong's helicopter zone? I don't know. I don't know why they did that. I won't be able to watch your next stream. I'm going to a Renaissance fair. Oh, that's cool. My brother went to one just today. Do a collab with Malicious? I don't think he knows who I am. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind playing games with him. Why were the Vikings more brutal and dirty compared to samurai or knights who were somewhat more respectful with their kills? Well, I wouldn't say dirty, but look, here's the thing. You got to realize this about Vikings. They're not fighting wars for the same reasons. Knights tend to fight wars for land or for duty or because they were ordered to. Samurai, pretty much the same thing. Vikings fight to steal from you. They're essentially pirates. They're there to raid and plunder and steal, and that includes slaves. So they're going to be a bit more brutal. What is a Protestant? Okay, so for a long time, the church was divided into... The church was the church, right? But there was a term for it called Roman Catholicism because it was located in Rome. And for a long time, this was the church until you get the Eastern Orthodox Church, which was Byzantium, which became very political. But to be fair, the Catholic Church became very political too. So I'll leave that alone. There was a time, though, in history where the Catholic Church began to get a little corrupt. What happened was they started making you pay money for salvation. You had to pay money to be saved. And there were a lot of what were considered heretical teachings or practices at the time, a lot of questions of leadership, a lot of questions of tradition versus salvation, indulgences, thank you, Cynic, just all this stuff. Just all this stuff that was kind of a problem. So this one guy named Martin Luther went up to, basically came up with 99 problems that he had with the Catholic Church, and he posted them on the door. And he started kind of his own movement called the Protestant Reformation. The word Protestant comes from the word protest. And so to the Catholic Church, this was a protest of the Catholic Church. The Catholics hated Martin Luther and tried to kill him on numerous occasions for what he was doing. But eventually, a lot of people started waking up and saying, yeah, Martin Luther makes a lot of good points. And when they tried to silence Martin Luther was treated as a saint and martyr by many. And so a lot of people came to his side, not just because they thought he was right, but because they thought, okay, even if we think he's wrong, there's got to be a reason the Catholic Church hates him so much. So they started rallying to his side, and this led to what was known as the Protestant Reformation, where a large part of the church left the Roman Catholicism and became what are known as Protestants. And then from there, Protestants started popping up in several different denominations. Now, I don't agree with all denominations of Protestantism. I don't think all of them get it all right. Martin Luther is the Karl Marx of religion, basically. Well, not in what he believed, but in basically how economically, it's an interesting way to look at it. I see where you get it, but that's an interesting way to look at it. But what happened was, ever since, Catholics and Protestants have kind of been at each other's throats about who's right, who's wrong, and all that kind of stuff. Here's the way I look at it, though. I'm Protestant, and I don't agree with everything the Catholic Church says, okay? I don't walk in lockstep with everything they say. Never have. And I'd love to, pick the brain of the Pope or a bishop or something and just say, hey, can we talk about this? Because I don't know how this is accurate. But I'm not going to say that all Protestants get it right. I'm not going to say that all Catholics get it right. The way I look at it, though, is what it really comes down to is, where does your salvation come from? If you believe that the Lord Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, then, hey, guess what? You're my brother or sister in Christ. That's what matters to me. Everything else after that is a cherry on top. It's icing on the cake. It's not as relevant to me. So if you want to argue Protestants don't practice this or Catholics don't practice this, I mean, I'm willing to have that conversation about the canonicity of certain books, or about the understanding of tradition versus salvation, like stuff like that. But for me, it really does just come down to, where do you think your salvation comes from? Does it come from the church, or does it come from the Lord, or does it come from tradition? I've had many Catholics come at me and get kind of hateful, so I'm kind of used to it. How many types of Protestants are there? I don't know. I mean, I know Baptist, Anglican, Calvinist, Presbyterian, Methodist. All those would be considered Protestant. The only two denominations of Christianity I've ever considered are Gnosticism and Episcopalianism. Gnosticism really isn't a denomination of Christianity. I respect you more because you're a brother in Christ. Thank you, Chaos, my boy. My boy right there. And I have friends who are Catholic who have no problem with me being Protestant. We tease each other. We tease each other all the time, but that's just what friends do, you know? And hey, don't get me wrong, I've gone after some Protestants too who get really uppity about the whole denomination thing. I've told them to shut up. So don't think it's like, oh, Protestants right, Catholics wrong. Nah, I'm never going to be like that. I mean, I'll have discussions with Catholics and Protestants. I want to have discussions with everybody. But yeah, I'll go after Protestants too who act uppity. Like, I saw a Protestant go after a Catholic. Like, literally, there's been this whole thing on X right now where people are saying like, oh, Charlie Kirk's family was Catholic. No, they were Protestant. And I'm like, could we shut up? He was a Christian. That's what should matter here. Why should we care what denomination he was? He's a brother in Christ. Hallelujah. Praise Jesus. Why do we care whether he was part of this social group or this social group? And I got on both of them for that. Like, Catholics, Protestants, both of you shut up. Let's honor the fact that he was a Christian. Like, just get down to brass tacks, okay? For Honor should make a game mode where you can fight the bosses from the campaign. There are some arcade mode quests where you can do that. I feel like I'm the only non-believer. Oh, don't feel bad, Javelin. There are others. I've had plenty of atheists and agnostics in my chat and in my community who ask me questions all the time or want to know more. So you're not alone. They're here. They're just quiet, and that's fine. Like, I'm glad you're here. Like, please don't feel like you shouldn't be here because you're a non-believer. In fact, I want you here because it means that you can hear the gospel and maybe even come around to that kind of thinking. I'm not going to force you. I would never do that, but I'm glad you're here for it. Denomination arguments are so dumb. Thank you, Chaos. God, it's so mind-numbing how silly it all gets. It really is. Like saying, if you're not part of this denomination, you're not saved. If you're not part of this, you know the church is not what saves, right? It's not the denomination. It's not the church. It's the faith that saves. That's what it comes down to. Faith in Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. If you put all of your faith into what denomination you are, be it Catholic, Baptist, Presbyterian, Methodist, whatever it is, that's the wrong priority. It is such the wrong priority. Anyway. Isn't it kind of split in three: Catholic, Orthodox, and Protestant? Those are the big three, yes. There are like little small groups and stuff that try not to be any denomination. Like, I've been attending a non-denominational church, but they're basically Baptist. They just don't call themselves Baptist. Speaking of the faith, what are some hard questions someone can ask themselves and others about the faith to strengthen their beliefs? If you want to strengthen your belief in the gospel, read the Bible. Honestly, that's one of the best things I can say. Sit down, do a Bible study, challenge yourself a little bit. And I do Bible studies every Sunday. I might not be able to do one tomorrow because I got some stuff to take care of with the church and with seminary stuff. So I might not get one out tomorrow, but I will try. But I do a Bible study every Sunday, so you can watch that if you want. We're going through the Beatitudes right now. Are you heading off? I'm about to. LOL, you and I agree on a lot, brother. Not everything, but probably most. Oh, probably Chaos. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure you and I both hit the same areas. And even if there were areas we disagree, I don't think it would lead to a fight or anything. Like, you and I think, are really on the same level. Gnostics believe in Jesus, but they believe in a different God, and that most Christians were duped by a fake God. Yeah, but that's not Christianity. Gnostics don't believe in a fake God that duped humanity. They believe in the one God, the triune God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. They don't believe that there are two gods, one of the Old Testament, one of the New. Because that's what Gnostics believe, that there was a wrathful, evil God of the Old Testament and the good God of the New Testament, and that's not what Christians believe. What about evangelicals? Evangelicals is a blanket term that can cover a lot of Protestants, I feel like. Because I've heard people refer to evangelical Baptists or evangelical Protestants. Like, I think it's a blanket term, unless I'm missing something there. But, I mean, evangelism is literally, by its definition, spreading the gospel. But I do know that there are some Protestants who come about it in a very weird way. So I'll defer to someone else on that one. Just wait until Raven opens up a church. People have told me I should. I don't really want to. I do not feel qualified. My dad calls most church-going Christians Bible dusters. Sure. I dust off my Bible. Raven Knight, last question. Hope you don't mind me asking. Go for it, dude. Why were samurais recorded as being respectful in games and books and such? Sorry if it's like I'm spamming. You're just my favorite teacher. Okay, dude, man, that's a good question, and I'm glad to answer it. So why did they talk about the samurai being super respectful and stuff? It goes back to the Edo period of Japan. See, in the Edo period of Japan, which is about 1500 to about the mid-1800s. So you're looking at about 300 years. During that time period, Japan was mostly at peace, right? So the samurai were the ruling class of Japan. They were the leading class. They were the upper crust. They were the best, right? But they were also the warriors. And there was no fighting going on. There wasn't a lot of wars. There was not a lot of conflict. There was a little bit, but not a lot. And so what happened was, instead of all these fights going on, the samurai could basically talk about how cool they were. Here are awesome stories about our great-great-grandfather's katana and how it cut a bolt of lightning in half. Here's the story about my beautiful armor and how it literally saved me from a tree jumping on me. Look at my beautiful bow, which literally shot a wolf out of thin air. Just these amazing stories about how amazing the samurai were. And from these stories, you got these stories of honor, of loyalty, of nobility, of all this beautiful stuff that all came to be wrapped up into this term called Bushido, which means way of the warrior. Okay, so you have Japan basically, essentially, jacking itself off to its own legends. It's basically drinking its own Kool-Aid on how cool it is. Then along comes the West. You get America and Britain and all these Western countries wanting to open up Japan. And they hear these stories. They hear about the samurai. They hear about how cool the samurai are. They hear all these stories. And the Western media laps it up like, oh, dude, these warriors are so cool. These awesome stories of Bushido and loyalty and honor and all that. Oh, it's so cool. And so the myth of the samurai exploded. But the world heard the super awesome Bushido version, not the accurate historical version. So those stories of Bushido we got a lot of in pop culture and media is the Bushido version that we've gotten so much of. So the reason why we like to think of the samurai as super honorable and Bushido coded and this awesome is because it's kind of what Japan wanted the samurai to be remembered as. But if you look at actual history, they could be dishonorable, they could be underhanded, they could pull dirty tricks, they could do a lot of that stuff. So it's kind of a funny story. Now there was honor, there was discipline, but honor to the samurai historically was not so much about respect for your enemy as much as it was loyalty. A samurai showed honor by being loyal and completing his master's tasks. So that's essentially where that came from. Have I seen Hacksaw Ridge? I have not. I need to. I'll tell you what, if Raven gets his own church, I'll convert immediately. It'll be a Christian church. I'm not telling anyone to worship me. Hannah, we need teacher, lawbringer. You'd probably be better off asking Jay for that. One of the others asked about Episcopalians. I don't know enough about Episcopalians to answer that. That is a denomination I know very little about, so I'm not even going to bother approaching that one. I want to open a church for Saint Muirgen, the mermaid saint. I've never heard of Saint Muirgen. That's an interesting one, though. I've never heard of a mermaid saint before. That is a new one. I did not know about that one. I'm Catholic, but I'll always come to hear Raven's words. Hey, dude, I don't mind that. I want to say it again. I'll say it again. I don't mind if you're Catholic. I don't mind. I want you here. I'm Protestant, but I don't mind. Here's the thing. Cut the denomination out. Leave the denomination at the door. I don't care. Call yourself what you like. Catholic, Protestant, whatever. I don't care. What matters to me is your faith with the Lord Jesus Christ. That's what makes you a Christian. That's what brings salvation. So if you're like, man, I know I'm a Catholic, but I do want to hear what you have to say. I don't mind. I don't mind a bit. Be Catholic. That is fine with me. I am okay with it. Thumbs up, bro. Big and two big enthusiastic thumbs up, bro. Now, if you have a question about my thoughts on a tenet of Catholicism, like indulgences or communion or the Eucharist or veneration of the saints or Mary or purgatory or anything like that, I'll talk to you about that and I'll tell you my thoughts. But I'm not telling you to go away because you're Catholic or because you're atheist or because you're agnostic. No, come in one and all. It's what I want you to be here for. Favorite music genre? Yes. I just love all kinds of music, man. Raven, I have a friend who's Norse pagan, but sometimes when I get into a debate, he often defends my faith. Good. Good for him. Lord Raven, leader of Ravenism, master of the slay of the enemy. Raven, I'm a Muslim. What do you think about that? Hopefully I haven't lost your respect. No, you haven't lost my respect. I have a friend who's Muslim. I'm still glad you're here. I'm still very glad you're here. I want you to be here. We can have different beliefs and different faiths and still understand each other and still like each other. I do not judge you for being Muslim. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Now, I will also say this. I'm not going to pull any punches either. If someone asks me about historical Islam and stuff that Islam did in the past, I'm going to be honest about it, just as I'd be honest about what Christians did in the past. So I'm not going to pull punches there. But look, you're not them. You are you, faith included, and I respect you, and I'm glad you're here. I just know that Episcopalians accepted everyone no matter what. Okay. I don't know enough about them. I have a Muslim friend and she's like the most kind-hearted, most loyal, most amazing girl I've ever met. Yeah. There are plenty of Muslims who are great people. And there are plenty of Christians who are great people. And then there are plenty of Christians and Muslims and atheists and Buddhists who are all bad people and good people. That's the thing. There can be great people who are religious or non-religious or what have you. And there can be absolute jerks who are religious and non-religious. So yeah, I don't mind either way. Raven, I have a For Honor question. Shoot! What are your thoughts on a 3-stance hero? I thought up a Knight hero that had 3 stances except holding down the heavy button and the zone button. That might be a little too complicated. I mean, I see where you're going, but that might be a little complicated. Well, that's nice to hear. I also love pretty much all kinds of music. Do you have any recommendations? Because I like to send you some blues. I like the blues. I like a lot of stuff from Daddy Fat Snaps and Divide Music. He's really good. I like Sabaton. I like Jonathan Young. I'll probably need to make a list. $10 from L. I apologize. I didn't mean to come off as arrogant. God bless. Bro, you're fine. You're fine. I'm not upset. I'm not upset with anyone right now. Have you ever heard the ending speech from Charlie Chaplin's The Great Dictator? I have not. Raven, can I add you on Ubisoft Connect? Feel free. Like Goliath said, there is good and evil in all living beings. Dude, Goliath was a Chad. I love Gargoyles. It's such a good show. One of the things I like about Gnosticism is that the pursuit of Gnosis comes across like the Buddhist pursuit of enlightenment. I suppose. But for me, when I became Christian, when I truly became Christian, it wasn't just because my parents were Christian or because all my friends were Christian. A lot of my friends weren't Christian. But really, what it is I was looking for truth. And I said, is Christianity true? And after really thinking on it and studying about it and praying and really working through it, I found that it was. So it's not really about like, oh, I like this. Like, there are things about Buddhism I like. There are things about Islam I like. There are things about, hell, there are things about about atheism that I like. There are times that I'm like, dude, it must be easy being an atheist because there's so many things that are really difficult about the Christian walk. But, you know, I go with what's true. Raven, what type of Chinese hero do you think we might be getting? I have no idea. I can't think of one. I want to know what you think. I want a Chinese hero who's a Xi'an sword, like Mulan-style sword. That's what I want. $2 from TCF Lord Reaper. We worship our Lord Raven. Can I get an amen? I know you're joking, but no one worship me, please. I don't want to be worshipped. I'm not worthy of worship. Only one is worthy of that. Raven, my Jewish friend always argues with me about religion. Can you please help me convince him all religions are equal? Okay, I can't do that because I don't believe that all religions are created equal. They're all different based on one value, truth. The fact is, one faith is true. Now, if your friend wants to argue with you about your faith or about what you believe, you know, just say, hey man, let's just respect each other's beliefs, you know? I'm not going to convert to what you believe. You're not going to convert to what I believe. Let's just respect each other. Demand respect because we should respect each other. That's something that's taught to us not only in the Christian faith, but also the Jewish faith and the Buddhist faith, and I think the Muslim faith. I think respect is something that we're encouraged to show to one another. So we show respect. That's what I would push. Don't try to say all religions are created equal because the first thing he's going to do is say, no, because mine's true. And don't even give him that opening. Don't even give him that opening. Because he's gonna run to the truth argument. And the truth argument is one you can't win without getting hostile. So I wouldn't even go there. I'd say, look, does your faith demand respect for one another? Yes? Then respect me. That's what I would say. Okay, I'll look it up later, man. Not really. When you're atheist, you go through a period of despair because you don't know what to believe in and feel lost and doomed. What saved me was discovery of philosophy. Well, the thing is, I think there are lots of people who are atheists who are happy in their atheism because they don't feel like they have to worry about anything. No problem, Duke. Have a good night, man. In fact, I probably need to hop off soon because I'm talking too much and I'm exhausted. Isn't Jewish, Muslim, and Christian worship the same God in different ways? That's a much more complicated conversation, and I'm kind of worn out, so it's probably best I call it there. But hey, tell you what, Animeholic, save that question for next time. We will talk about it. That is a lot to go into. This was a much more different stream than I was prepared for, but it was awesome. Guys, I had so much fun tonight. This was so great. Let's get it. Love you guys. You guys are the best. Tomorrow is Sunday. I go to church tomorrow. I don't know if I'll get a Bible study video out. I will try. I promise I will try, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Monday, we'll be doing the reading stream if my throat is doing better. And then Tuesday, I am leading a Bible study. I'm leading a Bible study that night. I'm going to be teaching some people from the Beatitudes. It's going to be awesome. Really looking forward to it. All right. But that is all the time I have. Thank you all so much. Have a great night, guys. And as always, I will see you in my next video.